waiting. Hi, Jane. We're just going to wait for a few more people to log in before we start. There we go. A few more people logging in. Just going to share my screen whilst we wait. Hi, everyone. We're just waiting a couple more minutes for a few more people to log in before we start. Cool. 32 past. I think, Claire, we're going to just get the ball rolling a little bit, and anyone who joins late will just have to ask some questions. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nico. I'm the Managing Director of Global Education. We're the local agency for 200 universities worldwide. I know you've had this speech probably 100 times so far over the last month. So just quickly on the screen is all the services that we provide to our students looking to apply. Obviously, we give you a general consultation. We help you with accommodation. We help you with the normal application process, as well as the visa process, and any other assistance that you may need in terms of the application side of things. Tonight, we've got Claire Grant from the University of Stirling, who's going to be talking about the university with us. Before I hand over to Claire, just a few housekeeping rules. Please feel free to ask questions at any point. Just do it in the Q&A section and I'll answer them in the background. And then when we get to the end of Claire's presentation, I'll ask Claire those questions and give her an opportunity to answer them directly for all of you. And then obviously you can continue to ask questions at the end of the presentation, but don't feel like you have to wait. If there's something that pops up during the presentation, please feel free to ask it. And I'll answer in the meantime, and then obviously hand over to Claire. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. And Claire, I'm going to hand over to you now, and you can give it a go.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. Hi everyone. I'll just share my screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm here obviously to talk about the University of Stirling. You can see a beautiful picture of our campus here. We are a campus university, so sorry, bear with me one moment. Sorry, technical issues. One moment.
No problem, Claire. When you're ready.
Okay, this should be better. Okay, great. So sorry about that. So studying at the University of Stirling, as I said, we are a campus university. So I'd like to take an opportunity to show you a picture of our campus here. You can see it's beautiful and green, quite large. It's a parkland campus, and everything that our students need is located in this campus area. I will talk a little bit about it later, but I just wanted to give you an idea of where exactly we're coming to you from today. And our place in the UK then, you might not have heard of Stirling. It is quite a small city, but we're located right in the heart of Scotland, right in central Scotland, in between the two larger cities of Glasgow and Edinburgh. And we do have fantastic links with the rest of the UK as well, so plenty of opportunities for travel and easy access coming from South Africa as well. Scotland's obviously a bit better known than Stirling itself. You know, it's a small country, but we're very welcoming and have a great mix of city life and country life. You can see some of the highlights of our small country on the page here just now. We do have a fantastic reputation of being a very friendly country and very open to welcoming international students especially. Stirling itself is very historic. It used to be the ancient capital of Scotland. So we have a beautiful castle that you can see here, a very historic town centre, a beautiful landscape, which is very close to the campus. And it's a really nice place for you to study and to live as well. It's got quite a small population, but what's great about it is that 20% of that population is actually made up of students. So it's a very student-focused city, which means it's got lots of things for students to do. So plenty of shops, an art scene, music venues, restaurants, cafes. And as I mentioned, we are in quite a central location, very close to Glasgow and Edinburgh, which offer the big city life if you prefer that. We also are known as the gateway to the Highlands, so you can explore the rest of beautiful Scotland very easily from Stirling's location. So moving on to talking about the university specifically, these are some facts and figures which give you an idea of our achievements and what we're all about. So we are, in terms of the UK, quite a modern university. We've been going for just over 50 years, but we do have fantastic research going on. Almost 3/4 of our research has been rated as world leading. And we also have a very international campus as well. So over 120 different nationalities are represented. And we do take great pride in welcoming students. We were first in Scotland for welcoming international students in the International Student Barometer. And as I mentioned, we are a campus university and have won lots of awards for our campus. We're first in the UK for that, and also fifth in the world actually for our campus. So it's a really great environment. As well as that, we've got the QS Excellence Award for Teaching for 5-star. And I'll talk a little bit about it later, but we are Scotland's University for Sporting Excellence and have fantastic high quality sport facilities for our students as well. So international student satisfaction, as I mentioned, we were first in Scotland for welcoming international students. We do a lot to support our international students especially. We've been voted first in Scotland for having good teachers and lecturers and giving feedback to our students, which is really important. And as I mentioned as well, the sport facilities are great. So here's a few pictures of our campus just to give you an idea. We recently refurbished our library, which you can see at the top there. And then you can see some pictures of our accommodation village. It really is a beautiful place to study. We're also investing a lot more in the campus at the moment. While the campus is a bit quieter just now with less students and staff on campus, we're actually doing a lot of renovations, redoing lots of parts of the student experience, and also we recently refurbished our sports facilities. So everything is quite new and shiny at the moment. So we're ready to welcome the students back to enjoy that. And this is the picture I showed you earlier of the campus, but it just gives you a bit of description of where everything is. So you can see obviously the fantastic and quite vast sport facilities that we have on the right hand side. Most of the academic buildings are at the top and bottom of the page, and then the accommodation is over to the left. So we have lots of student accommodation on offer. We also offer student accommodation which is in the centre of Stirling. So if you would prefer to stay in the city and commute to the campus, you can do that. We also, as you can see, have our own castle, and actually we're one of the only universities in the UK to have our own cinema, our own theatre, and also all of the facilities that you need, like a doctor's, a dentist, a pharmacy, a supermarket, a fantastic student union with lots of student clubs, lots of things to do. You can see the lake in the centre of the campus. That's kind of the central point. It's used for water sports in the summer, and it's a really great place, a very nice and peaceful place as well for your studies. So I mentioned we are Scotland's University for Sporting Excellence. We were also voted the UK University for Sport last year. And this is in part due to what you can see here. So we take great pride in offering sport at a very high and elite level, but also for everyone, for people who are just beginning or just want to try something new. So we have great facilities. A lot of the national centres for sport are based at the university. So students who enjoy sport, who play sport, and who also study sport with us are often dealing with Olympic level athletes or working with top quality national centres for football, tennis, swimming, golf and triathlon. So fantastic opportunities for our students through that. We do offer some sports scholarships for high performing athletes. We've invested a lot in the sport facilities, and we also have a huge range of sport clubs on offer as well. So a bit more information about the student accommodation. You can see some pictures here of what we have on offer. There's lots of different types of accommodation, and I'm sure you would find something to suit you. We have different types, like cabins and studios, and some are en suite and some are shared facilities. The costs range from £90 per week to £141 per week. All of the accommodation is self-catered, although there's places on campus where you can buy food and you would obviously have access to a kitchen to make food. We do separate our accommodation into undergraduate and postgraduate, so you would always be living with people who are, of the same sort of background as you. And everything is included in the price, so you get all of your electricity and Wi-Fi and everything that you need as well. Also included in our accommodation is on-hand support. So we have fantastic housekeepers and liaison students who are there 24/7 to support you if and when you need it. And there's also a really good transport system to get you from campus into town during the day and at night as well. So going on to the academics now, Stirling is split into 5 academic faculties. We have Arts and Humanities, Health Sciences and Sport, Natural Sciences, Social Sciences and the Management School. Stirling broadly offers most courses, but we don't have any medicine or any engineering. We are quite focused on the social sciences and natural sciences. So in terms of our undergraduate course portfolio, this is what we have on offer. Obviously, there's a lot of courses there. The ones which are highlighted in bold are those which are most popular with our international students. You can see that we have great strengths in criminology and sociology as well, in particular, in our social sciences faculty. We offer courses in sport and exercise science, and sport studies. In arts and humanities, we're very strong for film and media and journalism, which are really popular. The students on these courses obviously get to take advantage of the cinema on campus, and we have a student newspaper and a student radio station as well. We also have fantastic reputation for our politics, philosophy and economics course. We offer law and philosophy. And then in natural sciences, we have a real standout course in aquaculture. We have a world leading centre for aquaculture at Stirling. So our strengths are really in the environmental sciences and marine biology, things like that. We also offer psychology. And then also in the management school, all of the courses that you would expect: accountancy and finance, management, marketing, and also sport business management. Our health sciences faculty is largely online. However, we have fantastic courses in nursing available for undergraduates if that's what you're interested in. So in terms of entry requirements for undergraduate students from South Africa, we look for an average of grade 5 across 5 subjects in the senior certificate. Some courses do have specific requirements. For example, if you wanted to study a science course, it is generally a requirement that you've done a science subject at school. For your English language requirement, we look for grade 4 or above in the certificate in English. So this is our postgraduate course portfolio. Again, quite a lot of courses here. The ones in bold are the most popular with international students. The master's courses that we offer are all, with the exception of social work, 1 year. So it's a 1 year intensive master's, which really focuses on employability skills and prepares you well for the job market. In social sciences, as I said, we offer social work. This is a 2 year master's. We also have masters in criminology, education, such as teaching English or management in English language. Then in arts and humanities, we've got real strength and really good courses in things like PR, strategic communications, digital media and society. We have a new suite of courses, including international conflict and cooperation. So if you're interested in things like human rights and diplomacy, we've certainly got something there. We also have translation and courses on television content. Then in natural sciences, we also have the aquaculture courses that I mentioned earlier, world-leading aquaculture courses. Then in response to obviously the increasing demand for jobs in this area, we've got courses in big data, fintech, and data science. Then in sport, we have a very popular sport management course. It's really highly ranked, psychology of sport and sport coaching. Then on the business side of things, we offer the MBA, business and management, a renowned course in investment analysis, finance, data science, lots of things on offer here. In terms of postgraduate entry requirements, we are looking for the equivalent of a second-class honours for most of our postgraduate courses. Although again, some of them do have specialised requirements. For English language, we look for, as I said, the grade 4 in the certificate. But then also if you've studied in English for your undergraduate degree and you graduated within the last 5 years, then we would take that for your English language as well. So just a quick note on careers and internships. We have a fantastic career service who can help when you're applying for part-time jobs as a student, or also as, you know, when you're applying for career jobs after you finish university. So we have very good graduate employment rates. 97% of our graduates have gone on to work or further study within 6 months of graduating. And we have a fantastic support service who can help you with, you know, CVs, interview prep, testing prep, all of that. So that's a great service for our students. In terms of tuition fees and scholarships then, the tuition fees that we have for undergraduate students range from around £15,000 per year to £17,900 per year. The undergraduate courses are generally all 4 years, and you would get, these would be the fees for the full 4 years. I'll talk about scholarships in a moment. We do have the average MSc tuition fee on there. It's £18,950, and that would be for the full year. And we do offer flexible payment plans, so our undergraduate students can pay in up to 9 instalments across the year, and postgraduates in up to 12 instalments. So that makes it really easy and flexible for you to manage your budget. Stirling is a really affordable city as well in terms of living costs. It's not like London or Manchester or some of the big cities in the UK. We do have some quite low living costs that you can see there. And as I mentioned, there are some scholarships available. So we have the postgraduate scholarship, which you can apply for, which would be a £4,000 scholarship towards the cost of your tuition fees. That is a competitive process, and you can apply online. Then we have our undergraduate scholarships, which are £2,000 per year for all international students. And this is actually an automatic scholarship. So you would get that every year that you study with us as an undergraduate. As I mentioned, we do also have a sports scholarship programme, which you can get in touch with us to find out more about. This is really for elite level athletes, but do get in touch if this, you know, is one of you. So here are my contact details. You can reach me after the event if you have any questions, if you want to take a note of my details, but obviously I'm available now to answer your questions.
Awesome, thanks, Claire. Just before ask you some questions, I'm just going to put back our slide just with the contact details on there. Should will change. So everyone, if you'd like to put in an application, or if you are thinking of applying, or you already hold an offer, please feel free to get in touch with us, and obviously the team will direct you in the best way forward. Or if you want to apply to the University of Stirling, I know there's still time to put in some UCAS applications, so you're more than welcome to contact us, and we can get the ball rolling. Claire, there was a question from a student in the chat bar, if I can bring it up. Basically, she's a Zimbabwean student, and she wants to know what are the entry requirements for Zimbabwean students that have done A-levels to the university.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, thank you for your question. It's generally for A-levels, we look for 3 Bs. So that's the general requirement. If there's a subject-specific requirement, you know, that depends on each course, like biology would need a science and things like that. But generally, we look for 3 Bs.
Okay, perfect. And then whilst we wait for some questions to come through, I'm just going to ask some of the ones that have been coming throughout, you know, the virtual expo. The main one is, how has the university managed to help students that are currently studying, obviously with the whole COVID pandemic? What changes have you made? Are students going to classes on campus, or, you know, how's it working right now?
Yeah, so obviously I understand this is, you know, a big concern for people, what way they're going to be studying. So far, you know, we have to take into consideration all of the government guidelines that we have. And for the majority of this year, our teaching has been online. We have tried at various points to allow face-to-face teaching where possible. At the moment, everything is online, and we've really sort of upped our game in terms of resources that are available online. We've had some really great student feedback, that, you know, the resources and the platforms that we're using, that they're enjoying them. They're able to engage really well with their lecturers. The majority of the classes are like live classes online, and then there's discussion forums, and obviously students are expected to do some independent study as well. Our library remains open for students who are on campus or nearby and want to use that facility. And obviously going forward, we want to return to face-to-face as soon as we can. And we hope that, you know, for the courses that start in September, things will be different, and we'll be able to offer a lot more face-to-face.
Awesome, thanks, Claire. We've got a question here from Munesu, who wants to know, does the university offer any PhD programs?
Yeah, we definitely do have PhD programs. We don't advertise any PhD opportunities on our website because they're quite sort of speculative. So if you have a PhD proposal or a research proposal in mind, there's a facility on our website where you can search for academics who are working in that field. And then really the idea is that you would contact them and see if they're interested in your project, and if they have an opportunity for you to study with them. So it's a different process from obviously applying for an undergraduate or a postgraduate course. But if that's something that, you know, people are interested in, we can certainly support them through the process. We've got PhD students in all faculties, studying all different kinds of subjects. So if you have a research proposal that matches, then there's probably a high chance there's an opportunity for you as well.
Thanks, Claire. Another question that's come through is, do students have to pay to use the facilities at the fitness center?
Yeah, so there is a fee. The last time I checked, it was around £10 per month for students, which is not expensive at all, really, in comparison to some of the other sports centres that are on offer in the UK. If you live on student accommodation, then your access to the sports centre is included. So you only need to pay if you are living, in private accommodation. So it's a really affordable and accessible facility.
Fantastic. Claire, just to follow up, we've obviously had a lot of questions with, students who have, for example, finished high school last year and are looking to apply or haven't yet applied, but they're waiting for their final results. Do you know what the university's stance is for, in particular, to South African students who only get their final certificate probably in June? Will the university still make offers, unconditional offers to those students before receiving that final certificate? Because obviously they do get their statement of results, which came out in January, and that has their final results on it. It's just not the official certificate. Do you know what the university's stance is on that?
So if a student was to apply without their final certificate, they would get given a conditional offer. And then as soon as their certificate's available, the offer would change to unconditional. So June is still plenty of time. The courses would start in September. And actually we have an application deadline of the end of June for all applications. So if you want to apply early with just your transcript, you can do that, but you would have to wait until you've got your final certificate before you get the unconditional offer.
Okay, and then for the students that are worried that there might not be any places left, but if they waited until June, would you recommend that they put in those applications early?
Yeah, I would. I mean, in our case, if you meet your entry requirements, if you meet the conditions of your offer, then we will give you that place. That place is available. We don't really have a cap on any of our courses. Any of the courses that we need to interview for, or like nursing or social work, some of these more specialized courses, they have a slightly different and earlier recruitment process. So if you're interested in any of those, there are specific deadlines. But for other courses, for most of the rest of the courses, it's the 30th of June, and there's no cap. It's not like a first come first served. If you meet the entry requirements, then you would be guaranteed a place.
Okay, and then just to circle back to your scholarship, your sports scholarships. I know you said they're quite elite. Would you be able to sort of give a bit more information on what exactly the university is looking for? Are you looking at students that have played at a national level or provincial level in order to apply? Do you know?
Yeah, so I think generally it has to be national level. We have sports scholarships available in like the 5 main sports that we offer. So it's like football, golf, swimming, tennis, and triathlon. And yeah, it normally it's national level. If any students are interested, I always say, send me over the details and I pass it on to our sport team who have a look at it. Sometimes they want to see, like videos or get references and things like that. The sports scholarships they're not like the US sports scholarships, which are like full tuition cost. They tend to be like a small contribution towards your studies, and then the real bonus about getting a sports scholarship is the access to the sport program that it offers. You would get training from the coaches, and the elite sport program is really what's on offer there.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Claire. I really appreciate your time and for joining us on the Expo. It doesn't look like we're having too many questions come through, but like we said, your details are up there, our details on the screen. So for all the students that are going to see this later who may have missed participating, please feel free to get in touch, and obviously we'll put you in touch with Claire and she can answer your questions directly. Thanks so much for joining us, Claire. I really appreciate it, and hopefully the next one will actually be in person and not via Zoom.
We hope so. Yeah, thanks very much.
Have a good evening. Thanks
You
everybody
too.
for joining us. Good night.